In the original Muscle Machines line of collectible cars, it's the 1968 Hemi Dart. This is a Dodge, not one I'm terribly familiar with, but thanks to the collectible card, I've learned a bit of information. It's extremely powerful, and this little toy version of it is really nice. The first thing that jumps out at me is the engine, obviously. Look at that thing. And the bright blue paint job. Now, as you know by now, all of the Muscle Machines have these giant, over-exaggerated proportions and huge rubber wheels.
This 1968 Dodge Dart is a factory-built race car powered by a 426 Hemi, a lot of lightweight parts, and it was campaigned originally by then 20-year-old Mickey Weiss. There were about 80 Dodge Darts factory upfitted with the 426 Hemi back in 1968, and this one is a very well-known example. Mickey Weiss started off drag racing a big block Camaro back in the day, but when the 426 Hemi cars were passing him at the big end of the drag strip, he eventually made the move to Dodge, first in a bigger 65 A990, and finally taking over his partner's 68 Hemi Dart that we see here today. Hemi Darts are a special breed for sure. They were pulled from the Hamtramck, Michigan assembly line as unfinished 383-powered Dart GTS cars, and then were sent to the Hurst Performance Research Facility for the option code LO23 conversion into the lightweight drag strip warriors you see here today. They were designed to compete in the white-hot NHRA Superstock drag class and were put on a healthy diet to remove excess weight wherever possible. The new fenders and hood were fiberglass, and the doors and bumpers were submerged in nitric acid, a process which thins and lightens the steel panels. Glass was swapped for Lexan panels, and the standard Dodge van seats were swapped after the interior was gutted of everything from the radio and heat to sound deadeners and even the window regulators. Now the windows are operated by seatbelt straps. The weight savings was substantial as a Hemi Dart tipped the scales right around 3,000 pounds. The quarter panel wheel openings were enlarged to accommodate oversized racing slicks, and the work was done quickly and fairly crudely. The rear leaf springs were also moved inboard to make even more room, and the Dana rear axle was stuffed with 486 gears when coupled with the 727 TorqueFlite automatic transmission like this car has. Manual versions were also built, but the 2600 RPM stall converter and the strong and reliable TorqueFlite made for consistent drag strip passes and minimized the risk of over-revving the Hemi while wrestling with the new process 4-speed manual transmission. Once you remove the lift-off fiberglass hood and reveal this engine bay, there's either a lot going on or a little, depending on how you look at it. It took quite a bit of effort to stuff a 426 Hemi in the nose of a Dodge Dart. They had to do a bunch of things, so they removed the battery to get the space and to put some weight in the back of the car. And the Hemi is so wide, on this side they actually had to beat the shock tower into submission to make room so that once this thing was in, they could get the valve cover off to adjust the valves and whatnot. But what you're looking at is a 12.5-to-1 compression 426 race Hemi, solid cam. This is an aluminum cross ram intake manifold, pair of 4-barrel Hollies sitting on top, other race bits like the electronic ignition, deep groove pulleys. There's no power steering, no power brakes, not even a fan shroud. Interestingly, a clutch fan and a heavy-duty radiator is all that you have up front. You don't have any modern audio systems or lane departure or any of that fun stuff you have now, just something that when you push the throttle down, you end up a quarter mile down the road in about 10.5 seconds. That's cool. The cars were delivered in gray primer with the fiberglass parts in black gel coat, allowing racers to paint them as they wished. This one evolved from being painted gold and white, the beginning of a candy red paint job, but they actually ran out of time after spraying the gold base and didn't get the job done in time to go racing. After a few seasons, it was finally completed in red and white with some cool lace graphics, but today it has been repainted solid red and white, but the Mickey Weiss graphic remains. And the cars did what they set out to do. And Mickey recalls going 10.19 at 132 in the quarter back in 1972. Chrysler factory backing kind of dried up at that time, so Mickey stored and eventually sold the car, but he got it back in the 1980s and ran it again until around 2000, when it landed a spot in the NHRA Museum in Pomona, California, and a Hot Wheels car was also made as a tribute to the Hemi Dart.
Which makes them ideal for driving on rough surfaces like bricks, asphalt, concrete, or lesser vehicles. Let's all make the vroom vroom sound together. Vroom vroom. Look at that thing drive. Muscle Machines are fun cars for kids and collectors alike. This was sent to the show by our friend Dean in California. Thank you, Dean, once again. The Hemi Dart is one of the nicest muscle machines that I've seen. There's some that don't really look like the cars and others that do. This definitely does. I mean, it's no El Camino, but not every car can be perfect. It's the 68 Hemi Dart from Muscle Machines. Did you notice the engine? It's right there.